Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel. As part of a recent delivery from Noble Knight, I got in Pacific Tide by Compass Games. The United States versus Japan, 1941-45, another Gregory Smith design. This is more similar to Ostkrieg than his other narrative designs, but I really liked Ostkrieg, so I figured I'd grab this one as well and eventually give it a go. Probably during Advent of the Phoenix is what I'm thinking, but we'll see what happens there. Let's take a look at the back of the box. Pacific Tide, the United States versus Japan, 1941-45, is a compact, strategic-level game covering the struggle between the United States, including some Commonwealth forces, and Japan in World War II by game designer Gregory M. Smith. This game utilizes a unique and fast-paced card-driven combat build system revolving around carrier operations, which will provide players with a multitude of decisions. Pacific Tide is a strategic-level game featuring operational and even tactical nuances, as players must decide when and how to commit their carrier forces, land-based air, and even their intelligence assets. To a degree, the Japanese player is racing against the clock. The quality of his pilots degrades over time, and starting in 1943, he also loses the strategic initiative to undertake initial actions. The U.S. player is also fighting the clock and cannot sit back and take a relaxed approach in defeating Japan. If he doesn't win by 1945, he doesn't win at all. Tension builds as both sides race toward decisive carrier battles and the seizure of key geographical objectives. You are placed in command to turn the tide of the Pacific War. Pacific Tide features a card-based combat build system that is a departure from the customary event operations points-driven system. Separate card decks are provided for the U.S. and Japanese. Each year, players receive that year's cards for free, but build points are expended to repurchase older cards. This prompts the tension-filled dilemmas, as one cannot rebuy every card. Players must then decide which aspect of the cards to use. Many have multiple but exclusive uses, such as do A or do B, and each can derive a very different result. To help ensure a tense and dynamic game, the system forces players to make many choices and decisions throughout play, whether playing against an opponent or using the personality-driven solitaire bot system. Complexity 3 out of 10. Timescale single year turns with alternating multiple card plays. Map scale area map. Unit scale individual carriers or carrier groups, fleets, army-level infantry, and air groups. Number of players 1 to 2, best with 2. Solitaire suitability 8 out of 10 with a solitaire bot system. Average time to play 2 to 4 hours. And recommended age 14 plus. This is similarly not shrink wrap, so we'll get this plastic wrap off and we'll see what's in the box. If I can ever get this off. There we are. Okay. There's the plastic wrap off, and we'll take the lid off and see what's in here. Oh wow, counters are already clipped, so that's cool. There's the Japanese, looks like the Japanese carrier, Japanese naval forces. Japanese air. Actually, that's probably carrier-based air and land-based air, although which is which I can't really tell. Japanese infantry. U.S. infantry. Carrier, looks like some of the Commonwealth forces and the miscellaneous tokens in here with control markers and bots, and I saw one of them in here. Oh, here we go. One of the bot personality tokens in there. U.S. Air. More U.S. Air, I'm not sure which is which. And U.S. Naval Forces. Then our dice, which I don't like this size of dice. I'll probably have to get some bigger dice. Then we've got all of our cards, which are all sleeved already, so that'll save me some time. Looks like these are US cards. Then the Japanese. Then we've got a sequence of player aid. And a solitaire aid. Ooh, we've got 2 of those. Nice. So very cool there. This looks like, okay, this is a rules summary. This is not standard with the game, but this is very cool to have. Official errata as of the 1st of September 2020. I'm not going to go through all of that, but that's in here. That's also very cool. The rule book, which is actually very thin, we'll give that a thumb through at the end. And then we've got our board, which actually feels like a full mounted map. I'm not sure why Ostkrieg comes in the why Ostkrieg comes in the on like a paper map. And then we've got all of our naval areas here. We've got Pearl Harbor called out, the mainland Japan, Japanese build points. There's probably a shit in here for U.S. build points somewhere. Let's see, Japanese build points. I'm not going to go digging for it right now, but I'm sure it's in here. Or at least there's something to explain how the U.S. build phase works. So we can get this all back in the box. And we'll give the rulebook our cursory thumb through. Now, I'm also working on maintenance for some of these games, as in getting the tokens punched, getting cards that need to be sleeved. Basically getting the game ready to be played. For those of you who have heard me talk about the term maintenance night and wonder, what is he talking about? That's what it means. It's anything that's involved in getting the game ready to play, whether it's punching and sorting the sorting the components, finding player aids, sleeving the cards. That's what I mean by a maintenance night. But let's give our small rule book a cursory thumb through. Number of units, okay. So that looks like naval air, symbol to the left, and land-based air. Okay, so it is a little bit... So it looks like there's a symbol. If it's got a carrier, it's naval air. If it's got a road, it's land-based air. Okay. Oh, and there's even different ways to tell the backs of the cards. That's cool. Okay. So the U.S. wins if he controls all starting controlled areas on the entire map, with the exception of Okinawa and Japan. Japan wins if they prevent that. U.S. player wins if they drop the A-bomb. Japanese wins a decisive if they control Okinawa and at least one of Iwo Jima, the Philippines, or the Aleutians. Japanese player wins an automatic decisive victory at the end of 1942 if controlling all of the following, plus the Philippines, Singapore, Borneo, the Aleutians, Wake, and Midway. Okay. Oh, and it goes in 3 years, 1941, 1943, 1945. Now, I did play Fleet Commander Nimitz a couple of years ago, but that was a sprawling mess. I'm hoping this will work out a bit better for me in terms of a Pacific Theater-focused game. I expect we'll find out during the advent of the Phoenix, though. And we've got our counter manifest and our dedication. That was a very short rule book. And evening conflict, you're just in time to see me start pulling everything back in the box. But as I mentioned, there will be more product unboxings coming tonight. I'm going to do at least one more round of maintenance before we get to something else. So do stay close to the channel, though, because there will be at least 2 more unboxings coming. That is everything in the box for Pacific Tide. I will plug everything coming at the end of the last product unboxing. So thank you for watching this video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone, and see you a little bit later.